Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, and today we are spilling the tea, literally. In this video, I am going to be reviewing the new Descendants Wicked Wonderland. So I'm going to be breaking this down by music, costumes, and my overall thoughts of the movie. I got a pink heart shirt on. I don't know if you can see the pink hearts on it. I was gonna like wear red and something glam, and I thought about doing like some glam red makeup or like something with that looked like a tea party and have teacups, but life is life, and so you just got me in my heart pink flannel shirt. So let's go down the rabbit hole. So, okay, my favorite song was The Girl I Used to Be by Brandy and Rita Ora, because it's Brandy and Rita Ora. They're iconic. They're both really super talented. I thought their voices were beautiful. It was very soulful and pretty, and I thought the lyrics were sweet. And the one of the reasons why I watched this movie and why I watched the other one was because it was Brandy and Rita Ora in it. They had Brandy and Rita Ora to get us 30-something-year-olds to watch it, and like I was a kid in the 90s, so I watched the Brandy Cinderella. I think I watched it on TV first, and I remember distinctively watching it on VHS. My cousin was babysitting me, and she was like, Brandy's in it. And my cousin was a teenager at the time, and I loved it. So Brandy is like my childhood, and then there was Moesha. But anyways, so I loved the duet, and in the first movie, we didn't get a duet between the two of them. So I really liked that we had a duet between them, and I liked seeing their friendship in this one. And I thought it was funny, the line when Brandy Cinderella says to Rita Ora as the Queen of Hearts, says, well, you wanted to go to with Gaston to the tavern, and the Queen of Hearts says, well, every girl like has a bad boy face. I thought that was funny, even though I don't picture Gaston as a bad boy. I picture him more as like a dumb meathead, like like a jughead. But I thought the way that Rita Ora said that was so funny. And I love Helena Bonham Carter as an actress, and she was the Red Queen, the Queen of Hearts, in the Wonderland movie, the live action one they did many years ago with Johnny Depp. And she's a fantastic actress, and that was a good movie. It was a weird movie, but it was a good movie. But I love Rita Ora as the Queen of Hearts. She's my favorite Queen of Hearts. Like, I love the glam, fabulous Queen of Hearts. I was thinking of like maybe Halloween doing like a Rita Ora inspired Queen of Hearts Halloween look. So moving on to my next favorite song was For Once in My Life. I loved it. I thought it was a cute, sweet little love pop song. I loved the dancing. Like, I wish I could twirl around giant mushrooms and I wish I could twirl around and spin around giant mushrooms. And so I thought, I had actually watched the video before, so I already knew what the song looked like, but I enjoyed watching it again. Some of the songs I watched, they already had the videos out like before it went on Disney Plus. I watched them before I watched the movie and really liked the music, and some of them I didn't because I didn't want to spoil all the songs. I didn't watch Rita Ora and Brandy's duet until I watched the movie. But what I will say is that the pacing of the movie was really slow, And so it wasn't, the songs were good, but it took us a while to get to the songs, to get to the music. And then I liked the song Heartless. I loved Chloe's look. I loved the glam look. I wouldn't really call it evil. I don't know why they always call like those looks evil. Like there are evil looks that are cool, like Maleficent, but to me that was just a cool glamorous look that Chloe had. But I liked the song, and Max was my favorite character. I love bad boys, and I don't know if he was really singing, but if he was, which I think he was, but if he was, he could really sing. So tickety tockety, let's talk about the costumes. So I liked Rita Ora's costumes more in the first movie. Now her makeup was still really fabulous, and I liked Brandy's costume more in the first movie, but I did love her pants. And I laughed when the Queen of Hearts was like, "Are you wearing trousers?" Like I found that funny. Brandy and Rita Ora were like one of my favorite parts of the movie. They weren't in it much, but they were like my favorite part. And when it came to the other costumes, so Chloe's villain costume was really cool. Like I loved like the chic, sleek, cool look with the black and the blue and the dark blue hair, and it was just I loved that look. That was my other favorite look. I did like red sparkly sweater thing that she had on at one point in the movie. But so those were my favorite looks when it comes to the costumes, and I liked Chloe's other costumes as well. So my overall thoughts of the movie. So to me, my favorite character was Max. I felt like he actually led the movie. Like it was mostly about him. I thought that he had good chemistry with Chloe, and I wish there would have been more scenes of them together. And I loved Max's costume. I love steampunk, so I loved the steampunk look. The guys were really cute. Now, like they were like in real life, like they're in their 20s, in their early 20s, and I'm like in my early 30s. but they were cute guys. But so yeah, with the guy who plays Max, to me, like he is a really good actor, and I could see him like Milo Manheim and act in other movies and TV shows. And if it was him singing, he can sing too. So he can act, he can sing. So I can see him acting and other stuff. So I'm gonna go by characters. So when it comes to Louise, I felt like he had screen time, but not a lot of dialogue, if that makes sense. And I watched interviews, and I watched like the press tour of the actors. And the actor who plays Louise, he seemed like he had a really good personality, and he seemed like he had good public speaking skills. Like he was a good public speaker. Sometimes when you watch his interviews and it's like, oh gosh, this is a dumpster fire, but he seemed like he was a good public speaker. But so I felt like with his character, to me, I felt like he had screen time, but not a lot of dialogue, in my opinion. And he's a cute guy too. I'm sure all the girls will be crushing on the guys of this movie. But so going next, my next favorite character besides Max was Chloe. Chloe was my favorite character in The Rise of Red, and I hated like how awful Chloe was treated by everyone, and Chloe was the smartest. Like, one, she wanted to rewire the dodo or whatever it was. So she was my favorite character after Max. So going to Red, I hated how they wrote Red in this movie. I wanted to smack Red. Red was so mean and awful to everybody. She was so mean and awful to Chloe, who helped save the helped her with time travel, helped save their moms, helped save the day. They accomplished all that together. And she was like mean and awful towards her. And then she was mean and awful towards Pink. And Red, I don't know why they wrote her that way. Red acted like a word that I'm not going to say because it's a Disney Plus movie. So I'll just say Red acted like a witch. But I did not like her attitude at all. With Red, it was that she was a rebel. She wasn't a villain. She was a rebel because her mom was a tyrant and her mom was oppressive, and all she wanted was to be accepted and loved by her mother. So that's like why Red was the way she was in the first movie. I don't like, it made no sense why she was the way she was in the second movie. And then when Pink says to Chloe, she it's really hard to be her sister, and when she talks about how Red thinks she's naive or dumb because she looks for the innocence and wonder and things and happiness and things, I was like, okay, so Red's just a jerk in whatever timeline. I don't know if like they're trying to write the tough girl and they think the tough girl is by being mean to everybody. I don't know. But so I didn't like what they did of her character in this second movie. I actually liked Pink more than I liked Red. Pink was sweet. When it comes to the other characters, so a lot of them barely had any screen time, and I wasn't even sure why they were there. Like the one who was supposed to be Robin Hood's son, he didn't even speak. I don't even know if he had one line. And then the guy who was Felix, who's supposed to be I don't know how you say his name, Dr. Facilier, Princess and the Frog, bad guy, son, he was barely in it. And then the twins, the Smee twins, they were barely in it. The actress, the girl who played Hazel, she was in it a little bit. She was definitely in it more than them, but she was in it just a little bit. So going to Maddox, so the actor actually is in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants from a long time ago. But going to the Mad Hatter, I thought the actor was good as the Mad Hatter when he was good. I just didn't think him being the bad guy, it just didn't fit. It just didn't suit him. And sometimes that happens with actors. There's like some roles they're really good at, and then some it just doesn't fit them. Like there's things I know that I wouldn't even try to act because I know that I would not do a good job doing it. But so I felt like they didn't know who to make the bad guy, and it kind of felt like to me there were probably a couple of rewrites to the scripts, is my guess out of this. Like, it didn't make sense that, and I know it's a Disney Plus movie, y'all, but it didn't make sense that he was going crazy, that knowing that there were time travelers in alternate reality. Well, he made time travel. So I think he would have made time travel regardless reality, like whether it would be an alternate reality, because it was him that made the pocket watch. So it didn't make sense of, I saw time travelers and I want this pocket watch, and that's what made him mad. It was his own invention. So I think he would have made it regardless, whatever alternate universe, Disney universe there is. I do find it funny that there's time travel of Disney. There was time travel in Disney in this DVD called Cinderella 3. Like, there a twist in time. There's literally time travel with Cinderella. Another Cinderella time travel. But so that part like didn't make sense. Okay, I want to talk about the Cheshire Cat. So I got thoughts about the Cheshire Cat. I love the Cheshire Cat. I would love to play the Cheshire Cat. So, with Awkwafina voicing the Cheshire Cat, Awkwafina was really good in Crazy Rich Asians. Like, she was funny. She's a comedian. That's, like, what she's really good at. But, like, with the Cheshire Cat, or the Cheshire Cat's daughter, Chessie, it was like she was monotone the whole time. And, like, she didn't try to make the Cheshire Cat funny. Like, she could have gone off her strength and made her strength of being a comedian and made the Cheshire Cat funny. But she didn't. And so, it was just, like, I felt like the Cheshire Cat was flat. And I felt like the Cheshire Cat's narration slowed down the movie. And I wasn't sure why the Cheshire Cat wanted to team up with the Mad Hatter. And the Cheshire Cat was never evil. The Cheshire Cat just loved mischief, just loved chaos. Like, one of my favorite quotes is from the old movie when the Cheshire Cat goes like, "Some people take the long way. Some people go this way, but I like to take the shortcut." Like, he just loved doing mischief. And what I didn't get about the Cheshire Cat was the Cheshire Cat would, like, whisper, would, like, be on their shoulders and be, like, whispering them thoughts. And it's like, how can they not see that the Cheshire Cat is there? That Chessie is there? Like, and then Red could see Chessie, Cheshire Cat's daughter, whatever. She could see Chessie later. It was like, Chessie. But you couldn't see Chessie when Chessie was jumping on everybody's shoulders? Like, and like I said, I would love to play a character like the Cheshire Cat. I would love to be like a mischievous, mwahaha, like, character. So I was disappointed by that. So when it came to Chloe turning, quote, evil, I felt like it would have been better if it was that Chloe snapped and chose to do it. And I knew she was going to be redeemed. Like, I knew that from the beginning. But I felt like that would have been better, that she, like, had enough. She was fed up. Instead of just, like, some robotic mechanical arm made her bad. Like, that it was like, okay. And the actor who played the prince, Cinderella's prince, he was barely in it. I remember watching him on VHS when he was young, thinking he was handsome, but he was barely in the movie, and I actually got to see him on Broadway when I saw Funny Girl with Leah Michele a couple years ago. He played Mr. Zegfield, and I remember when I was looking at my playbill, because in a playbill they tell you the credits, the cast, the actors, and their credits, and it listed his credit, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the prince. It's the Prince Cinderella from Brandy. And then I saw him on stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the prince. It's the Cinderella prince. So that was a pretty cool experience to see him on Broadway. So that's just a fun little story. But I laughed at the part when Rita Ora goes like, off with his head. And then she says, woo! She, like, starts giggling. Oh, I don't know where that came from. I thought that was funny, how Rita Ora played that, how she delivered those lines. And there are people, because there's going to be a sixth one, um, there are people who think that the timelines are merging with each other or whatnot. But, so those are my thoughts, my overall thoughts of the movie, what I thought about the music. What were your favorite songs? And what did you think of the movie? And what song was your favorite? I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I love to watch cheesy musicals. So what favorite cheesy musical, like, do you have a cheesy musical? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please like it, and please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. We're painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red.